Hörst du mich jetzt so, Bernd?
Ja, ich kann dich hören.
Ah, perfekt, dann habe ich den richtigen Knopf gefunden.
Ich kann dich hören.
Isso.
Video and the sound and now. 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 Hello together and welcome to the presentation of Track Talent Scouting. Yeah, I'm really proud that you are here. We have more than 500 participants on the screens in YouTube, so that's and welcome to the presentation of Track Talent Scouting. Yeah, I'm really proud that you are here. We have more than 500 participants on the screens in YouTube, so that's and welcome to the presentation of Track Talent Scouting. Yeah, I'm really proud that you are here. We have more than 500 participants on the screens in YouTube, so that's and welcome to the presentation of Track Talent Scouting. Yeah, I'm really proud that you are here. We have more than 500 participants on the screens in YouTube, so that's so hopefully it should work now. Please give us just a feedback if it is working for you. We had a little problem with the sound, but now we are here. That's a live meeting. That's the difference. It's not a record. And so we are lucky you are here. And you will join us to our short session about the Track Talent Scouting. As I mentioned, we have 400 participants already in the meeting and on YouTube as well. And you can see it on the first slide. We have participants out of more than 48 countries, from Nepal to India to Aruba, Canada, Australia, Austria, Switzerland, all over the countries. But I'm also very proud to have all these guys here. And on the left-hand side from me, Ryan Botch, he will talk later on to you, and I just do the introduction. So you can see the flags of all the participants, and for me it was amazing, and also from different time zones. So also a good morning to everybody, or a late good night afterwards to you guys. A couple of things before we are starting. So you can use the audio if you want. We have the questions and the answer. You can also send chats. And a couple of our writers are in the chat as well, so you can ask them questions. We have Björn Riley there, Niels Ebersold, and from time to time they will write you also some questions to you guys. So what we are doing now is I'm passing over to Ryan Botch, the man of the brand, the keeper of the brand, and he's looking after the things, the tiny things, what is important for a brand and how is it working. So Ryan, thanks a lot that you are here. It was a tough hop to come to Lenzerheide, and you flew in, and thanks a lot. So I'm passing over to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Bernd. Appreciate it. I think we have a program here that thanks for leading things and getting things set up. I've been tasked with kind of asking some questions of the panel here and going through some relevant questions of the variety of people here, as well as some of the folks online. And I'll follow the chart exactly as you dictate here. So we'll do a great job. So the first thing is a question actually for another one of my Trek colleagues, Tim Van Dieft, who's on the chat here. I'm not sure if they can see him or not, but there he is right there. Hi, Tim. So Tim is the director of sports marketing at Trek, and he's responsible for a lot of different things that revolve around racing. Tim, I've got two main questions for you here. And, hopefully that'll help educate folks in terms of what Trek does and why they're investing in racing in teams like Trek Future Racing. So without further ado, I'll get going if you don't mind.
Let's do it, Ryan.
All right, awesome. So, at Trek, the office that's responsible for racing is, the creative name is the Trek Race Shop. And, if you don't mind, what does the Trek Race Shop do and what are they kind of responsible for at the Trek Bike Company?
Yeah. That's a great question. Perhaps a little bit of context before I dig into the answer. Trek is quite unique in that we own and manage our own teams. And I think that's a key point to understanding what we do and why we do it. So we manage everything when it comes to racing ourselves. So we don't sponsor a third party by default. So most of our teams are owned and managed by Trek ourselves, meaning we do, it goes from contracted the riders to, leasing cars, to wrapping those cars, to getting people to events and all that. So it's a lot of work. However, it is also a lot of dividends. So our ROI, return on investment, is very, very large through this model. Even if it's a lot of work, but it's a fantastic model. First and foremost, I think, to position Trek as a performance brand in the industry. You cannot be call yourself a performance brand if you're not racing at the highest level. But we're also a bike company and we make product. So having athletes ride and test our product is pivotal in terms of making better product. It's been said that what you race on Sunday, you can sell on Monday. So that's kind of what we try to do. But by having these teams of our own and owning themselves and managing everything ourselves, we're in control of our destiny. Like we decide who's on our team. We decide who we work with. We decide who we partner with. And that's kind of how we do it. In addition, obviously it's a pricey project, as you can imagine. So which is why we have very, very trusted partners. SRAM is one of them. Hi, JD.
Hi, Tim.
SRAM is a partner of us across all of the teams. So we have 3 professional mountain bike teams. We have a freestyle team on the mountain bike side as well. We have 2 road teams, which we actually run as one. We've got a triathlon team, we've got a cyclocross team or 2. And then we also have teams like Trek Future Racing, which is a team that's been, in the Trek periphery for a while, and that's gradually coming closer to the core. And this is very much, an illustration of that. If we're going to agree that Trek Future Racing is the highest level of the sport in every single discipline, then you need structures around that to bring in the talent and the young people and develop them in the best possible ways. And Trek Future Racing is a team that we subscribe to, that we believe in, and that is doing amazing work in how they approach talent, how they handle talent once it's on the team, and also in how they work with us when it comes to, even product development as well, but especially like really, teaching young riders what it takes to be a pro, because it's not an easy task. So does that answer your question more or less, Ryan?
I think, Tim, I couldn't have done it better myself. That's excellent. And, I think you touched on it briefly in the conversation you just had, but, I think we often get asked the question like, why are we involved in racing? And we often kind of surmise this in 2 key factors. And I thought it might be cool for you to kind of explain those two key moments.
Yeah, I can elaborate a little bit on that. So product development would be the first one. You may hear a big bang from the speakers here because look at that. I literally sit next to the Trek test lab, which is meant to break stuff. That's literally their mission. They test product all the way to the limit until it fails. We have seen multiple occasions where they can't break it anymore, or they're like, this is good to go. And then you give it to professional athletes and they manage to break it. Professional athletes use product in a very different way. They use it in very extreme cases. They put it through the ringer and all that. So I 100% believe that Trek makes better products because we have all these athletes that ride our product. And then the second reason would be obviously, positioning ourselves as a performance brand with an asterisk. We just don't want, we don't want people that just win bike races. I would even say that our athletes don't have to win every weekend at all, just win every once in a while, but have a great story to tell. I think you grab someone's attention with a victory, you retain the attention with a story. And if you don't have both, it's kind of wasted energy or wasted resources. So we specifically hire athletes that can win and have a great story to tell as well. So let's say, my team with the people that are involved with the Trek race shops there's three types of people. Let's say there's people like you, Ryan, that are great storytellers and, use the victories to tell a story about Trek, about what we stand for. There's people that work on the equipment side of things that really, see the athletes almost as customers that need, product, a bunch of product. And that product sometimes needs replacing or whatnot. And then there's very logistical people that get riders from A to B, get cars from A to B, do registration and all that kind of stuff. So it's a complex puzzle, but it's a fun one.
Awesome. Tim, those were excellent answers to excellent questions. So I think if without further ado, I think I'm going to actually transition to our partner in crime here, John Dawson from SRAM here, and start asking some questions for him.
His pictures are so much cooler.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
All good, Tim.
they are pretty epic.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah, those are great. So
Yep.
JD, I think this is a great actually cue for the first question here is, when you come to a World Cup race, when you go to a regional or even a national level of race, SRAM has a great presence. People always see the truck, they see the vehicles, they see the infrastructure. What are you doing? How do they function? How does SRAM and RockShox function within racing?
That's a great question, Ryan. Thank you very much. But yes, I'll explain that. First of all, I just want to thank Bernd and the team and Trek and everybody here helping us work with, the new talent that's coming up. This conference is, again, I feel is really important for the future of this sport. Having young talented athletes want to work, listen to this panel here and start getting understanding of what it's going to take to become, a top level racer. But again, my name is John Dawson. I've been with SRAM since 2001. I currently manage the sports marketing effort for mountain bike at SRAM and RockShox. And again, I do one of my main jobs is traveling around the World Cups, managing a team of technicians. So we have a big race truck in North America. We have a big one in Europe. And then I have technicians across Europe and North America right now, and we travel the world, going to World Cups and supporting amazing programs like Trek Factory Racing and Trek Future Racing, and making sure, I think number one would be making sure that our products are performing at their best, making sure they're safe, they're clean, they're tuned correctly for that athlete. And again, we do a lot of custom work on these athletes' bikes. Every one of them has a little bit different style of riding or a philosophy of how their suspension should work. So we do our best to accommodate them, make sure that we can give them what they need to do their job, which is try to win, do their best. So we also service and repair all of our products at the truck. Again, we try to give the athlete every advantage on the track. So again, it's a lot of face time. It's a lot of time learning from the athlete what we need to do to help them win. So again, a lot of that. And then also, we're also here to listen to the athletes too, because a lot of our innovation comes directly from these athletes. I mean, again, I don't know if everybody knows about SRAM and RockShox products, but our DNA's in racing. Everything that you see at a bike shop that says SRAM and RockShox came from the World Cup, from these athletes that we work with. So I deliver this information. I work with the athletes and they tell me what they think is the next biggest, newest thing. I go home and I work with my engineering team, and hopefully maybe we see it on a bike someday that you can buy. So, or you might be racing it. So that's one of the biggest things we do at World Cups. I guess all overall supporting our race teams, and also, looking for innovation. So we're always trying to innovate and have the newest, latest products.
Yeah. The feedback from the riders is, no machine can create that, right?
There's nobody that can put it, like you said, until you put it under an athlete, you don't know how good it is.
Yeah. They're pushing things to the limit
Absolutely.
and it's just not not replicable.
Yeah.
So, you have a lot of, you do, work with a lot of riders and
Mhm.
teams, obviously. It's a big repertoire of programs that you have under yourself. What are you kind of looking for when teams are a big part of it. There's also individuals, but what are you kind of really looking for in teams and riders?
I think, again, like you said, I work with a lot of teams, but I can walk into say a paddock space of a team and just feel the vibe. But I always love to walk into a pit and feel like everybody's having a great time and enjoying the racing. And again, everything's working out. And it's because behind the scenes, there's a whole team of people creating this atmosphere. And the reason why everybody seems happy and the athletes seem super motivated to do their best is because of great leadership and great staff. And again, athletes also. And then the know-how and motivation to win.
Mhm.
That's really the core of why we choose the teams we work with today. Yeah.
Great.
And then on the athlete side, we're looking for approachable, friendly, well-rounded athletes. It was great to hear if you have a cool hobby or, I try to talk to all the athletes when they come to the truck, but it's great to learn about some of the fun things they do outside of racing. So being well-rounded is always good. And again, a strong work ethic and everybody knows this is not an easy sport. This is a really hard sport. So, it takes a huge amount of effort and sacrifice. And again, but I want you to, again, having fun is number one. If this isn't fun, then everybody knows. So, but that's kind of why we choose our athletes. And
All about the
teams,
F word. Fun.
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 You gotta have fun. Yeah.
Is it always fun?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So, obviously we have, a lot of aspiring pros out there, a lot of people who are looking towards coming up. Is there any kind of key things that you might advise them? You've been in this industry for a long time. You've seen a lot of things happen. What are the kind of key advice points that you would have for them?
Again, I go back to the core, keep it fun. I mean, the reason why you started riding bikes and now racing bikes is because it's probably one of the funnest things you can do. And again, I ride my bike every day. And again, even if I'm not a racer, but I just love riding my bike. So keep it fun. Remember that, if you're going to aspire to be a professional athlete, you just make sure you're having fun doing it on the road to getting there. So again, some advice, clear advice is know your product. When I have athletes come to our race truck and try to explain their product, if you know the technologies, if you know the service intervals, if you know those kind of things, you get so much more love at the truck, I'd have to say. But again, there's lots of things. Keeping your bike clean, all the bike technical stuff, the more you know, the better. And again, it impresses the sponsors. If you know their technology names, how to talk in front of a camera and explain how this product works. Those are huge. So again, those kind of things. And then another one is sportsmanship. Be humble in winning. And again, when you lose, be a good sport. Everybody watches that kind of stuff. So it's super important to sponsors to have athletes that, that obviously know how to celebrate a win, but not overdo it. And then at the same time, if you have a bad day, you're the next day you're out riding your bike and going for the next race. So again, sportsmanship is a massive thing for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are in an XC race? How many people get to win?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's important to be a good person on the bad days and even, and a good person on the good
Perfectly
days.
said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, last one.
Oh, go for it.
Patience. Have a lot of patience. You're going to have a bad race. You're going to have a bad bunch of races. You're going to have a bad year, but it's all just a work in progress. So patience.
Awesome.
That's all I have.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool. So we're going to transition over to Emily, one of the young riders on the Track Future Racing squad, kind of representing the beginning portion of the track to being a pro and kind of the sitting in a spot that I think a lot of people, hope to have at some point.
Yeah.
And I think, we just had a couple questions for you. And I think, you're on this team now. This is your first year on the program. And what are some of the kind of the key learnings that you've had being on a development program that's focused on, making sure that you're equipped physically, mentally, et cetera, for that journey up to the pros?
Yeah, the team has been so amazing this year. I think for me, the biggest thing is making the move to Europe and being independent and like living on my own in a foreign country, and the team's been so supportive and always make sure I have everything I need there. And then also focusing on like since I've moved and the cycling's become more of a #1 priority, just keeping all the little details that make a big difference, and in the end, and it's been really paying off as well as having fun and staying positive the whole time. So it's great group.
Yeah, positivity is always something you have to have, right? You know, because it's not always going to be sunshine days.
Most of them aren't. To be honest.
This is such a brutal sport. Like there's absolutely the motivation always comes from yourself. So staying positive, great. And the hobby seems really good. Do you have any hobbies? What are your hobbies? How are you keeping it well-rounded?
I like the photo. I haven't been doing any of that over here, unfortunately, but I do a lot of baking, and I've started some random, like I've made some sweaters, like crocheted some things, and I'm lucky to be able to live in Heiming with 4 of my teammates, so we always get to go on good adventures together and keep ourselves entertained with some random things. So always a good time.
Well, I hope you find a good fishing spot.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I think I might transition to Anton Cooper from Trajectory Racing. Thanks for being here, Anton. You yourself started this sport really young at a professional level. I think 18 or so, if I'm not mistaken. You're a world. That's crazy. That is a very young Anton Cooper picture right there. I think I don't think you're a world champion at the junior level, a world champion at the U23 level, and you've had a lot of challenges in front of you. And I think one of them, the ones that strikes me particularly, is the fact that you're about as far away from the European racing scene as one could be. I'm struggling to think of another country that's farther away. What was that a big challenge for you? Is that a unique challenge? How does that kind of work into your, because a lot of people that we're talking to today are not in Europe. So what advice might you have for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming from New Zealand is a big struggle. I signed my first contract with Trek. I was 17 years old. I was still at high school. I was managing that. So it was a bit of a culture shock as well, coming over to Europe in particular and traveling the world, and coming from like a very rural town in New Zealand, surrounded by sheep farms and local school, and very typical kind of Kiwi town, and then coming to Europe and like the big smoke and the hustle and bustle of life as a pro is much different. And it took, a heck of a lot of just getting used to. And I think also just finding my feet over here was a real challenge, especially during my sort of under 23 years, where I'd finished school at that stage and it was a full-time job. And I think I just struggled quite a lot to find, I'm going overseas for basically 6-month block. To return home to New Zealand during the season is quite a big ask, because you're talking about actually a 12-hour time change. You're going from summer in the Northern Hemisphere, we're racing winter back home. It's 40 hours door-to-door travel. So it's a big ask. It takes a lot out of your body. It's nice mentally to see friends and family, but at the same time, it's very challenging with training and racing. So kind of one of the things I've committed to the last years is just doing like the full season in Europe, the full block. And to do that, I've really had to find other things to keep me entertained and going. Like, I've got a lot of hobbies as well back home.
Fishing.
Yeah, I love fishing. I love spear fishing. I love doing things with my family. I love cars and hang out with my mates and trying to find ways that I can kind of do that over here, and kind of replace some of those things that I miss with new hobbies here. And that's been cool. I'm really enjoying life now. I'm 28 years old. It's taken some years to really find like that, I guess you could almost say, that happiness and that contentness of being a professional on the circuit in Europe. And it's very difficult because it's two polar opposite lifestyles. I've got 6 months in New Zealand over summer with friends, family, living like the dream in the backcountry in the hills, and I come to Europe and it's just race. So finding that downtime between races is super important, and being part of like a great team environment has really helped with that. Like all the riders in the team, all the staff, we get on really well. And it's like that family, that I guess that Yeah, it's my European or my travel family. So it's a replacement, and I think that makes a massive difference to all the riders here.
Absolutely. I think if you're on the road for months at a time, you better like the people that you're with.
Yeah,
There's a community
absolutely. And
change.
if you're happy as an athlete, as a person, you're getting better results. You know, you stay healthier. You're just kind of managing everything better. It's just a more enjoyable experience. And if you're, like I said, if you're happy about it, you race well.
Sounds like that F word again, fun.
Yeah.
So we can do a training camp in New Zealand. I can go visit my friends on Waiheke Island.
Yeah.
And we can do a training camp in New Zealand.
I mean, I'm always trying to convince like Tim and stuff to get the team down to New Zealand. I reckon maybe we'll get that. We'll make that happen. January.
Tim's still got his speaker on. He'll hear us out on that one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I heard you say spear fishing as well, but I think we'll talk about that later. That sounds absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I think those are some of the key questions we had burned for the group. I think if I'm reading the schedule right, I'm going to be kicking this back to you for some discussions over the next topics that we have coming up here.
Yes, Ryan, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's amazing. You already mentioned a lot of things are important for us as a Devo team as well. So have fun, stay calm, be patient, don't be frustrated, know your technique, be not only good, but be a good human. So have a social responsibility and all the things. Anton told very important things for all the young guns outside there. They're focused. If you want to be successful, maybe you have to stay a longer period in Europe, but it's not that easy because we have participants from all over the world. How can they come to Europe, and how can they afford it? And that's the main goal for me of the project. I started to bring sustainability in competitive sports, so go a long-term way. And afterwards, we'll talk to our head coach, to Sven Meyer as well. And a lot of people asking me, why do you guys started this project? You will find the next Olympic champion. Yeah, maybe we will find them, but there are 999 other riders we want to support. All you are here, you, JD, with SRAM, with Trek, and we found other sponsors, Wahoo, and all the people who want to support the riders outside there in the best way we can. And so that's the goal for us, for our team, and for all the guys that are sitting around the table here. And for us, it's also build up a large community. If you have a community, if you have friends all over the world for training, to just look for accommodation, build up a community, we can share the experiences, and we can share knowledge and experience from riders like Anton or from the Trek Factory riders. So that's one of the thing. And in our program, the focus is on sports, but we also did a lot of education off the bike, outside the track. So do personal development. We are doing media and all the stuff you need to do. We will help you to do annual riders report for your sponsors, to send them something. And that's what we are doing. But the goal and the big picture of the project is to support a lot of riders. It's not a super elite talent scouting for 5 people. No, that's not. It's a big, huge program for young riders from all over the world, and that's what we're doing. A lot of people ask me, what are you doing different? Maybe we have this, it's called holistic approach, and the focus is the athlete's health, and to have fun. It's also very important for the athlete's health. It's also important to get, if you have it down, you have to go up again. So you need to have a mental strength. We can help you to build that up. By the way, I'm the only on the table who was not a professional cyclist before our professional. I was a skydiver. I did a lot of skydives in Parakai. It's north of Auckland. So I jumped there a lot of times. And it's what you learn in different sports. So I came out of parachuting and martial arts. Stay calm, have a good mental strength, be focused, but don't forget to live. and that's it. So I can't teach all the guys out there cycling, but maybe we can teach them a lot of things besides the track. And so the focus is to bring, so sustainability and performance is not incompatible. You can bring it together, but the focus is athletes' health, and that's what we are doing, and also mental strength and all the stuff. So just want to explain, maybe Anton, you know one of the photos. We have also, it's very important for the young guns outside there. A team, you have to have a culture, principles. Be always respectful and appreciative. So help each other to be successful. That's a good point. So help the mechanics to be successful. Talk to them. A clean bike is a fast bike. Appreciate what they are doing. You can help your physiotherapist to be successful if you're talking to them, if you are doing the exercises he told you to do. Yeah, maybe you know, have you done the exercises? No, let me think. Maybe. And maybe the physio is asking why I'm not successful. For me, as a team manager, I only can be successful if the riders supporting me in the best way they can. So, and I'm very thankful for Anton and Emily. It's racing weekend and you are here. Otherwise, we can't be successful. And also, you're outside, ask questions. Please help us to be successful. And we'll go to this. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Do you remember the present?
Yeah, I think it was when I crashed in Andorra and I smashed up my thumb.
Yeah. So
What is it?
it's a cake.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
a recovery, it's special recovery cake. It's a recipe of my grandma. It's very healthy, but yummy.
That was good.
Yeah. So we want, as a brand, as a team, we want positive recognized out there. So we say thank you to the marshals out there. We have the principle of the swept cabin. So if we are leaving our houses, we have always a present. You can see it was on the World Cup in snowshoe. So that's also what we are going to teach the riders, to coach them. And my riders from Track Future Racing are on the screen as well. Maybe you can just put on the cameras and say hello to the young guns out there, Bjorn and Niels. Maybe you can see them right now. They are watching and they are thinking, "Oh, what is he talking about?" Swept cabin, don't forget it. So that's what we are doing. And Emily said, a couple of riders are living together. On the picture, it's not a volcano. It's a pump track. Okay. We have the home base in Heining. It's Ötztal in the area of 47. We have an indoor bike park for do technical training during the winter. And it's a good place to have fun. And you can see it on all the videos. So that's also a good thing. Do a good technical, proper training. We had 2 weeks ago the SRAM Track Girls Tech Camp. With Tracy Mosley there, but not only technical riding skills, the parts on your bike as well. Yeah, so the girls did a lot of
technical demo.
Yeah, as well. And you are going tomorrow too, Mr. Dennis. To have a 1 hour session. So that's what we're doing. So, but we're talking a lot, and so you want to know what are our services for you? What are we doing for you as participants of our program? So we have a couple of services for you. We will offer. We have the Education Monday. It's every 6 weeks. We are going with you, with our coaches through principles of training, nutrition, mental strength, media work, health, resilience, and it's always a webinar, but it's interactive. So we are doing questions afterwards, learning control a little bit, so that we will give you the know-how we have, that you can getting better and improving. We are starting. You get an invitation, and the next Monday, the 11th of June, we start with race analysis. We use it after every race. We are doing analysis. Look, always that was working well. There maybe I can improve. There was a good warm up. That was a good race. It was perfect tactic. It worked out for me, and I'm proud of. And we are never asking for the result. We are not asking for the result. We are asking for
like just the positives and negatives
Yeah.
and what you did so that you know for the next event what
Yeah.
worked for you and what didn't work for you
Yeah.
moving forward.
getting out the learnings, and that's what we are doing in this. What are the services as well? We have online training with the team, core neuroathletics, meditation, yoga. We are going in during the winter. We'll do with Wahoo together RTT rides, do some training rides, and we can talk with Cord and something. Talk to you guys during we are training. We did this. We started that 2 years ago during Corona, and it works very well. Just having a ride on the rollers, but it's also a service we offer. The service for you guys is also have contact to our coaches, not only Sven, also to our team coaches. Although we are doing together with you an annual report. We have services for you. We are going to do performance days, maybe in New Zealand sometimes, but we start in Europe. I'm honest, so we're starting Europe. We have services to do training camps. Come to our home base, to the lovely Heiming, see the villa there, and that's the service for you. And we have also a service for you. Yeah, it's hard. You said it. 17 years old, it's hard to afford everything. Where can I get I need the tires, and it's not a cheap sport. Maybe spearfishing is better. But so we have services for you. We have special rates and discounts at our partners. You see a couple of them there, and more. Even if we are going to build up a bigger community, maybe it's easier for all of us to find a new partner. We started the project. It was an idea 1 year ago. I came over to the EU and said, let us start a global talent scouting project. Okay, and now we are here. So that's perfect. Yeah, and in the end, all of you guys outside there, you have the chance to become a track team rider one day. You have the chance, and the chance is there. But you know our team principles, so you can win it in two ways. So we give you the know-how and the support, but you can also, we have a reward system. So if you're joining our Education Monday, you get 15 points, online training. So if you bring the effort in to help us to get you developed in a proper way, so help us to be successful in improving your performance or in your development. So we have the points for we call it points for success. So if you fill out the race reflection, our riders do it after every race, you get a couple of points. So, and we will see your analysis, but it's more important that you are going through the race again. Not only so blah blah. So it's a written report. So yeah, you have to go through it, and you can see the learnings, the improvements, and what will I do different in the next race. So, and we do an annual report with you. We help you to do a. How was it to have the first contract? Do you had like a report of, hey, that's me. I'm Anton Cooper. I'm a perfect rider from New Zealand. With here are my photos. Here are my goals. And
my first contract with the pro team was quite unique for most riders, because I came into the circuit and I won my first World Cup and the second World Cup, and so I was noticed by a few teams quite straight away. But dealing with personal sponsors back home, it's always, you have to put in work. No one really comes to you. You know, it's very rare, and you have to put in work. And I always find like I want to be associated with brands and people that I genuinely believe in and care about. And so anyone I align myself with, I have to have like a good feeling about and a good relationship with. And yeah, is setting yourself up and putting yourself out there is really important.
Yeah.
You don't get anything if you sit back. Other
Yeah.
people will come.
Nobody will come, Seafood Road number 18 and ringing the bell. Are you Anton Cooper? You're nice.
Exactly.
No. So don't wait at home that JD is coming through.
I didn't see your proposal. Yes, I did not see
So
that.
that's the reason why we build up this it's a reward system. So we have the points. If you join us, if you're getting in your effort, if you're doing taking part, be part of our education things, you get the reward. So if you reach 50 points, you get the first digital welcome box with coupons you like, and then you will know what you can get for the overall ranking. Overall ranking means we are not asking for results. It's for us, it's important that you are doing your homework, you are working with us together, you are joining the meetings we are doing, you are sending us your analysis. And one thing I forgot, that's on the last in the line, ride bikes, have fun, feel good. Send us a footage or tag us where you have fun on the bike. That's very important. Last week in Nove Mesto, 12-year-old girl, the father was in our venue, and he said, oh, she wants to go be a professional rider, and she wants to do a training with us and all the things. And I said, okay, please send me the next 12 months only footage where you have fun on the bike, on a BMX or everything, but not just going, I have to train. That's the reason why we said, okay, send us a photo footage, tag on. And you said it, JD, as well. It's important, and yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's what you're doing. So if you reach 50 points, you get the welcome box with the coupons, and then you can see in the overall ranking what you get. These are the sponsors, so you will get spare parts, computers, whatever. So, but what you get, you have first bring in 50 points in our system. So join a couple of webinars, doing a couple of analysis, then you are the first step. 150 points, you get the Happy Day box from Trek Future Racing. A Happy Day box, you will like it, definitely. It's a haptic one. It's not a coupon. You will get the box all over the world. So yeah, we can send it all over the world. Amazon shows us every day. So we will bring also the box to Aruba or to Nepal. Maybe Bjorn brings it if he's going to Nepal. So if you earn 150 points, you get the Happy Day box. And if you have 250 points, you get a feedback from our coaches to our development. Because if you have 250 points, we have a lot of data. We get known to you. We have seen you in 4 or 5 online training courses, in webinars. We got your annual report and everything. And then we can stay in contact with you, because it's very important. Not only it's a two-way system. We are supporting you. You are supporting us with helping us to be successful, and so we'll have a reward system for the top 25 in the community, and also from you we will have something from you as well.
Yes.
So yeah, but you have to earn 50 points, then you get the list what you can earn. But first you have to start. So
Yep.
That's how we are doing it, and that's the point of the system. And the goal is to help you guys outside there in the best way we can. Are lucky to have all this digital stuff, so it makes it easier. Otherwise, it would be more complicated. So, yeah, and I'm really proud that you are joining us, and we are here today. And it's only the start today. And from now on, we will continue together to develop you. And a lot of riders are coming to me, oh, in the juniors, we have to train hard. We have to be on top all the time. We have to do a lot of races, maybe not going to school, just do this and that. And in the first slide, I written there, we are thinking long term. And I will pass over to Sven.
Yeah.
And I will come back in a couple of minutes, but it's very important that Sven is the man behind the scenes, the man with the numbers. He's our head coach.
Yes. So
I'm supposed to introduce you, but I think we've kind of covered it, I suppose.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Welcome to
Yeah,
this meeting.
Sven's the performance manager and kind of head of a lot of what Bernard discussed right now, but I think you have a little bit to talk about it in terms of the kind of the more analytical process that this team goes through. So Sven, take it away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I come from the coaching side and the analysis side of things, so I'm really down into the numbers. And, we already heard a lot about it's so much more into being a professional than just the training and just the results. It's like being a complete athlete, being like a complete person and everything. And that's also what we've seen in over all the years. I mean, I've been coaching and working with Olympic champions, world champions over a couple of cycling disciplines, and so I've seen lots of athletes succeeding on every kind of level. I've also seen lots of athletes not succeeding on different levels. And the interesting thing there is that we've analyzed training data, we've analyzed performance tests, we've analyzed field testing, we put it into models and like run all the data through, and we run, for instance, now we did a big analysis on every single XCO result since 2009 and really went deep into it and looked, okay, what are the factors of success and what's making the difference of being successful when you are young to be also successful when you're at the elite level. So when do you have to reach which level, and is it really important to train, 30,000 kilometers when you are age of 18 or something? And do you have to be a junior world champion in order to be a medalist at the elite level and stuff like that? And no, it's definitely not the case. So the numbers are clearly showing it's sometimes it's absolutely detrimental to train too much at a too early age. And I've seen that so many times. We've seen so many athletes, they are insanely strong when they're juniors, but they're training too much. They put too much pressure on themselves. It's like already way too focused on everything, like on every single bit they're doing. And you still have to put something on top when you get older. And when you do too much at a too early age, you kind of take off your own development potential, and then they start to fade when they get older. And that happens so many times. And then it's also, we've seen with this analysis, it's like only 24% of the elite medalists have been medalists at the junior level. So I can only say, don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Like, don't be too crazy about it's not all about the numbers. Don't put too much pressure on you with the training. Don't put too much pressure on you with race results. Just do your homework, stay calm, and trust the process. That I think is like the most important thing. And it's, as I said, I've seen guys with insane numbers. They didn't make it. And I've seen guys with just, some would say, mediocre numbers. And then now they are some of the best of the world, and everybody who listens to us knows their names. And they've just been like, they're average, but I mean, they have the mind, and they just follow the process, and they've been calm, and they just did it the right way, but they didn't pressure themselves too much at the wrong point. And that is really the key thing. And that's also, you can see it in data, and that's the thing. So it's not just talking, it's there black on white.
Very cool. Thank you, Sven.
You're welcome.
Bernd, at this point, I've been dutifully instructed to toss it back to you for our closing sentiments, I believe, and any follow-up questions and things like that. So
thank you, Ryan. I want to ask you, what were you looking first?
Oh, what's happening? Oh my.
Your bucket hat.
Oh, thank you. I love a good bucket hat. Thank you, Bernd.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's one thing Sven mentioned, and my first coach, he was a parachutist from France, Eduardo Golenzo, and he told me, you are not at the highest level talent. I was too tall to be smooth in the group and the things like that. But he said, always remember, in the end, character wins over talent. Stay calm, trust the process, be focused enough. But in the end, character wins over only talent. That's what we said. You have to not only be a rider, be open-minded, have fun to getting better step by step, stay calm, but carry on. So that was one of the first coach told me, and it's still true. In the end, character wins over only talent, and you can see the numbers. And Sven did an incredible job. 21 male riders.
There was almost 30,000 athletes being in that.
30,000 athletes. So because we know these numbers from other sports, from running and all, so that the rate was 20%. So it's nearly the same we have. So before we end, going to the end, and we have a lot of questions. Next steps. Tomorrow you will get an email. And then you can decide, okay, if I want to join the community, you have seen the services. If you want to be part of the Trek SRAM Future Loyalty Program, yeah, just sign in. We're starting next Monday with the first Education Monday, 7 p.m. with Sven and me, talking about principles of the team, how we are working together. And the first thing is, get our form. It's the form from the team we use. All you will get the same things we are using in the team. So that's what we can offer you. So we start next Monday, June the 7th, June 11th, 7 p.m. If you are on from a different time zone, like we have 18 young guns from New Zealand in the chat. So you will find it on as a video on demand, but you also get the learning control. You send back and ask questions. Please help us that we can be successful. Ask questions, give us feedback. So that's the thing. And then, yeah, I'm really. It's one of the happiest day this year to have you in the meeting and also you guys. So and now it's time. For you questions, and you can't see him on the left-hand side from me. Veit is sitting there. He is answering your questions, and he will tell us some questions about you, and hopefully we can answer it. I see a couple of questions here, and questions in the chat. Put the questions in the chat, please. You can't speak, otherwise it's a little bit confusing if 180 people are asking. And you can do me a favor, please give us a feedback. It was the first talent scouting conference. It was an idea we had during the World Cup in Lenzerheide. In the future, we will settle down with the future project at all World Cups. We will do interviews there. We have the chance to meet the coaches there, and maybe we'll invite a couple of riders to do a test or just the interview. So we will use the World Cups, or also maybe the junior series to be present at the races. So you already have the contact with one, so you use it. And it was so funny. Emily, you asked me this morning, you had a young gun from Canada. He was asking you, oh, is it possible to talk to Bernd?
Yeah.
And you said, no, don't talk to him. So yes, do it. And yeah, please give us the feedback, what you have learned today. What did you miss, and what stays positive in mind? And that's the way we are also working with our athletes. Veit, do we have questions?
I think I basically covered all of them.
Yeah.
I've been busy typing.
You're busy typing.
There would be smoke coming out of my fingers.
Yeah. So everything fine?
Yeah, I guess so. Only questions that I have right now is like, what's the minimum age for people to join the talent scouting? There is no real, like, I mean, any junior can basically join.
Yeah.
So if you're 10, feel free to join. If you're 12, feel free to join. We're happy to share all the information that we have with you guys, and just sign up for the program. And also, like a question that we received, now you can't see me, but I'll take the answer in this way. Questions that I received from some of the people is like, we race downhill, or I race enduro, can I still join? I think factory racing, we have a pretty good example of one that did race XC in the past and now focuses on enduro. That's Hattie Harden.
Yeah.
So as like as a junior, you should be focusing on a lot of different disciplines if you can, and the most important thing to just keep it fun while you can spend time on the bike.
Yeah, for sure. That's also was Sven told you before. He is coming out of different disciplines from cycling, so and we are really open. It's fun to train together. We have a technical trainer from downhill, so you can always work together. Cross-functional learning.
I think one of the positive things about the Trek program in general is that there's so many different teams and programs underneath one umbrella. And as my colleague Tim mentioned earlier, they're all under the same program in the same office. So Trek Future Racing, Trek Factory Racing Downhill, Enduro, XC, the road programs, these are all things that are interconnected pretty at the core.
Yeah.
So a real positive and a real bonus for us, especially because sometimes talent comes from a team that you don't expect it. We've seen road talent come from the mountain bike side, vice versa. Downhill and enduro talent come from the XC side, as Veit mentioned earlier. So you just have to cast a wide net.
Yeah. Just pop in, look, just try it, give it a chance, come into the Education Monday, go in one of the online meetings. And there was one question this morning popped in. It was actually a guy from India. He told me, what can you do for us in India? Because you are in Europe. So we do all the digital stuff, and maybe we will see if you can find a sponsor, we can do everything all over the world. So we start in Europe, maybe in New Zealand. I will have a reason to go back to New Zealand for a couple of weeks. So that was one question asked, and there's no age limit. So yeah, just join us. Become a part of Trek community, talent scouting community, and then just earn points, and you will get the Happy Day box. And
It's all about this Happy Day box.
Yeah. You also will get one, but you have to earn 50
I got
points.
to work on my points.
Yeah, work on your points. So next Monday, 7 p.m. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Bernd. That's great. My notes here tell me to just say thank you to everyone for being here. From the sports program, director Sven, and to the riders here, to JD, Bernd, thanks so much for your beautiful answering of the questions. Tim, thanks so much for being here. And this has been really great to share this program with everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you out there. We are looking forward to your feedback. Yeah. Looking forward to see you in the Education Monday, and thanks you guys. Without you, it's not possible. It's not a one-man show. You need people who are working together. So thanks a lot, and take care. Ride bikes, have fun. Everything will be good. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You! That's again.